Today, I saw something, and something inside me broke. I saw how the world has forgotten. Forgotten that childhood is the root, that it is the soul of the future. And this forgetting is not just a simple neglect. It is a wound that has been deepening for centuries, in the body, in the mind, and in our relationships. I saw a woman, a mother with tired eyes, with trembling hands, with a mind full of war, and a little boy, with eyes full of longing, who only wanted to be seen, only wanted to be heard, only wanted to be loved. But the mother's scream sank into the child's soul like a cold slap on a dark night, and the child got lost within himself, like a bird fallen from the sky, like a heart that goes unseen, like a voice that is never heard. And all of this just for one glance. He wanted his mother. He wanted shelter. He didn't want bread. He didn't want toys. He didn't want television. He just wanted to fit inside his mother's eyes and say, "I am here." But no voice was heard. No glance was returned. And pain settled deep in the hidden layers of his mind, not once, but 1,000 times. With every time he was not looked at, with every time he was screamed at, with every time he was told, "Go, be quiet, stop bothering me," he was wounded. Not by poverty, not by hardship, not by a lack of food, but by the absence of an embrace that understood, an embrace that stayed, an embrace that responded and said, "You are enough, you are seen, you matter to me, even in the midst of all this pain." And all of us are children of such mothers. We too, in corners of our minds, have screams that were never heard, tears that were never seen, and hands no one ever held. We too were wounded silently, and today, in adulthood, in our relationships, in our anger, in our silent withdrawals, in the loneliness that lingers, in the nameless pain, that child returns again and speaks from within us, without us even knowing where it came from. We were broken in that very place where we weren't understood, from that very moment we loved but weren't loved back, from that embrace that always remained empty. And we learn to be strong. We learn to hide our pain, to pretend that everything is fine. But the child inside us is still alive. He still fears. He still wants to be seen. He still longs for that gaze, that embrace, that understanding. And we must return, look at him, and say with love, "I understand you." Not for revenge on the past, but for our own liberation, for our children's healing, for the salvation of the next generation, for making peace with our inner child, and for forgiving the mother who was also wounded, and the father who was alone, and the world that didn't know how to give love. And we can know. We can see the wound, we can touch it, and we can heal it. Not with forgetting, but with awareness, with acceptance, with listening, with embracing, with love, and with saying, "I am here with you." Children don't just need clothes and food. They need to be seen. They need to be understood. They need to be touched with the heart. And if we don't give them this, they get wounded, just like us. And the wounds pass on from generation to generation. But this cycle, it can end here if we wake up, if we see, if we understand, if we are honest with ourselves, if we go within to find that child and become a mother and father to them, with an embrace of calm, with eyes full of light, with a heart that is open, and with hands that release, not press down, with a gaze that says, "You have worth. Even if you do nothing, you are seen, even if no one else sees you." Today, I looked that child in the eye, and he told me he was in pain, and I listened to him in silence, and I realized that within all of us, there is a child still waiting to be understood, waiting for an embrace, waiting for a word. And this message is for all of us, for that mother, for that child, for you, for me, and for the heart that still beats in search of love.